for those of you who are new, I'm actually Abby. I moved, and I didn't just move, you know, down the street. I didn't just move cities. I actually moved entire continents. So I moved all the way from Edmonton, Alberta, where we lived in Canada, all the way to a town called Alicante, Spain, which is obviously within Europe as a bigger whole. Yeah, which is like super crazy. And a lot of people were like, what? Like, what are you doing? But I just wanted to start off with saying, like, the amount of support that I received in regards to, you know, when I would tell people that I was planning to move away and I was planning to move somewhere different, was like, I would say 99% of the time, 99.999% of the time was positive. And I think that that was so incredible for me to be able to see that even people that I had just met that I told that I was moving, they were so supportive of my decision to do this. And just to give you guys a little bit of background, because you're probably like, why did you move to Spain of all places in the world? Why did you move so far? Right? You guys probably have so many questions, and hopefully this video is going to be able to answer all of them for you. So basically I'll tell you guys a little bit about why I moved, why I kind of picked where I moved to, what I'm hoping to get out of my move. So basically, the reason that I personally decided to move to Europe was, long story short, I was in Europe last summer in a place called Croatia. For any of you who have been, it's absolutely beautiful. You already know that. For any of you who have not been yet, I absolutely recommend to put it on your list of soon to go tos. But basically, trying to make the long story short, I fell in love with Europe. I loved it there. I love the people, I love the culture, everything like that. And I just really wanted to be able to go back and spend more time in that environment. And so, you know, my brain was logically like, well, what better way to be able to travel Europe than to actually live over there? That's going to make traveling it so much easier. So I was like, hey, why don't I move to Europe? And then that way, if I want to travel Europe, I can literally go to Rome on a weekend. You know, so for me, it was about relocating myself so that I would be more accessible to the places that I wanted to travel within the very near future, is really why I decided to move to Europe. And then to pick Spain, honestly, like, I picked it because I wanted to learn Spanish. Like, it really, for me, was as simple as that. I always wanted to learn a second language, wanted to learn Spanish. Why don't I go move to Spain, immerse myself in a culture where I'm actually going to be pushed to really learn Spanish to be able to speak it, you know, very comfortably. So I'm going to be taking lessons while I'm here in a school, so excited to see like what the final outcome of that is. So that's kind of a little bit about, you know, why I decided to move to Europe, why I picked Spain. So basically for what I'm going to be doing here in Europe, so I'm actually au pairing for a family here in Alicante. And for those of you who don't know what au pairing is, it's kind of like a mix between a nanny and an older sibling. So it's basically a nanny with less responsibilities, is the way that I like to explain it. So I help look after the children, speak English to them, kind of teach them new things, play games, and just really encourage them using the English language. So it's like a really cool cultural exchange. If you've never looked into it, I definitely recommend, you know, look into it, check out, see maybe it's something you would like to do. Maybe it's something that you would just like to be educated on, and kind of leave it there. But basically that's what brought me here, is I have a family that I'm living with here in Alicante, which is in Spain. I'll drop a little map here for you guys so you can see exactly where it is. For me personally, I wanted to be on the water, living in Edmonton, Alberta. I've always been landlocked my entire life. So I wanted to be close to a beach or water or some form of literally a body of water. So that's why I kind of picked here. Originally I was leaning towards Barcelona, but you know what, like, I really just clicked well with the family that I met here, that I'm now living with, and so I decided this was going to be a good fit for me. Okay, so time span wise, you guys are probably wondering, okay, like, how you moved to Europe, how long are you planning to spend there? And honestly, I don't know. And that's kind of like freeing a little bit for me, because I'm a very planned person. So this is like totally out of my realm. But basically I just bought a one-way ticket, and I was like, okay, like, I'll figure it out when I want to come home. Like, I'll come home, I'll buy that ticket. So basically, for sure, I'm going to be in Spain until about July this year. And then after that, I was looking to maybe go somewhere else in Europe, maybe live, maybe work. I really did know it was really very up in the air before I moved here. My original game plan was to spend about a year to a year and a half living here in Europe. Like I said, that could fluctuate at any time. Obviously, with everything going on in the world right now, especially being coronavirus, then the pandemic that it's just really caused, obviously a lot of this has fluctuated from when I originally even left 2-3 weeks ago, left Canada to come here. Obviously, if you guys have heard the news, you know that Spain is shut down, not as severe as Italy, but definitely following very closely on their heels. So in terms of travel, I really haven't been able to do any travel besides checking out just like the local area around. So right now I'm just enjoying being in a different country and just kind of taking that all in, because I only have my next about 5-6 months really concretely planned out. Who knows if there's anything like specific that you guys would like to see, any requests in terms of cities, specific things to do, places to eat, drop it down in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that little red subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'll catch you in the next one.
But I won't forget you said that you loved me. I know it was not true. I've been feeling something, baby.